Welcome into the Toyota Lounge for the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. We got Megan, we got AJ, we got Rudo coming to you live for a fun Friday show. We're talking season trivia, mostly Avalanche. We'll have a little bit around the league, too, of really obscure random statistics that no one will know anything about. So I hope you guys are ready for that.
How do you prepare for that? Because I saw your message this morning where you were like, we're going to do obscure trivia. And I was like, God, knowing that it's you.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother looking at like just like random points.
Random shit. Yeah.
I was like, this is just going to be some bullshit.
There was one bit of NHL news that I wanted to touch on very briefly. The schedule for compensation for offer sheets was technically set today. I'm not even going to tell you what they are because offer sheets aren't real and they never work. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, the last successful one was Kotkaniemi.
Yep.
And that has gone
not the
horribly.
Best. Not the best.
So,
funny how that works.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Offer sheets are a weird system where you're either heinously overpaying for someone or the team's just going to match.
Yeah. And it seems like half the time they are driven by pettiness.
Indeed.
So, cool.
My kind of league.
Yeah, right. What was that thing that they tweeted out a couple years ago? No drama, just hockey or whatever?
Soap opera,
No
just
soap.
which is so funny because there's so much soap opera.
NHL needs more soap opera, to be honest.
If they leaned into it,
Yeah.
it would be like, great.
This
You
is
could be just like the
fantastic.
NBA
Yeah.
in terms of like petty kings everywhere.
Self-aware.
Yeah. So not a whole lot of news going on outside of the obvious playoffs still happening, but
Oh, yeah, those.
you know, we'll have a little segment about that in a minute. So don't
Ew.
worry about it.
No, God, no. I don't know any stats from the postseason.
I don't have any postseason stats. You're good.
Okay.
That was speaking about our top 5.
Oh, right. I forgot that was a thing.
Aren't you supposed to send it to Tiff? Let's go. Let's get into our first question just to set the tone here.
Oh, God.
This is for Avalanche. This is an Avalanche player. Who is the longest time on ice per shift on the Colorado Avalanche?
Does this include everybody?
This includes everyone who played at least one game for the Colorado Avalanche.
And not including goaltenders?
Not including goaltenders. No,
'Cause there's always
cop-out.
like that,
No
like-
cop-out Georgiev because he plays 60 minutes a game.
exactly. Yeah, 60-minute shifts. Okay. Can I ask for hints?
I will give you guys hints if you are stumped. Yes.
I'm just going to say Nathan McKinnon.
Not correct.
Is it a regular?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess Devon Taves.
Not correct.
Invalid then.
Surprisingly, it is a forward.
Well, we can just go down the list if you want.
Yeah. Who's a PK, like a good PK
I was gonna say
forward
5.
that was relatively
14 questions to get through.
Some of them will be pretty short.
Arturi Lehkonen.
Not correct. Keep in mind, this is not total TOI. It's TOI per shift.
Yeah.
Even like power play with how
I mean,
long
Mikko
keep
takes
the
some
top
long
unit
shifts.
I have a
out.
mic. I just forget sometimes.
Do Mikko.
Yeah, Mikko.
It is Mikko Rantanen
Nice.
at 59 seconds per shift.
This is Jesus. This is not an adversarial thing. I know how Rudo does trivia. As long as
you
Megan
guys are
and-
going to need to work together.
Yeah, as long as Megan and I can find these answers together, I'm going to be happy.
All right, I feel like that was probably one of the more legitimate statistics. Some of these are going to get
Jesus.
outrageous. No, I mean, I don't know that you'll get this player, but this is a real stat at least. Which Av had the fewest hits per game? This one does eliminate some of the played one game type guys. Minimum 10 games for a Colorado Avalanche player.
Why did you pick 10?
Just because the guy played more than 10 and all the dudes who had less than 10, some of them had 0 hits.
All right.
So
It feels like whoever this is has 0 hits.
that is not true. I can tell you that.
Caleb Jones.
No, it's not Caleb Jones. I think this answer will surprise a lot of people.
Huh. I wonder. That's a hint. So now I'm just thinking, all right, is it McKinnon? We don't ever think of him as a soft player, but also I'm like, I can recall like 4 hits of his all year.
Yeah, but one of them was huge.
Yeah. That's why we don't think of him as a soft player, because the same thing with Makar. When they hit people, they hit people.
Makar was the second lowest.
Oh,
That- I mean,
Makar
that-
was the second lowest?
Second lowest.
I believe
there
that.
is one lower than Makar, though. It is a forward again.
Okay.
All right, that helps. Sam Girard has like a sneaky number of
Yeah,
hits.
he-
That's
Quite-
why I can't say Sam Girard.
Yeah, like
I
it's-
feel like he's every game I recall him playing, there's a shift. I recall a hit.
I do enough looking at the box score where I check stuff like that.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I was like, there were so many nights this year where I was like, that dude had 3 hits? Like, all right.
There are enough small guys in the league that Gerard's like, I'm lining him up twice
right.
tonight.
Lining him up.
He'll line up one big guy just to let all the other big guys know. I'll take a run at you.
Chat hasn't gotten the answer yet either.
Can it be Ryan Johansson? Did he?
It could have been, but it's not.
It's not.
So many things could have been with Ryan Johansson. So many things.
I mean, you know what? At least he was hitting more than this guy.
more than this guy.
More than whoever this guy was.
Maybe this answer will just make you sad.
Is it Val Nichushkin?
It is not Val Nichushkin.
Everything about him makes me sad at this point. So
Logan O'Connor.
It is not
I
Logan
wouldn't have
O'Connor
believed. I wouldn't have
either.
believed it. But it would have made me sad. Exactly.
It is part of this is like the guy just didn't play that much time on ice, so he can only get so many hits. Chat still doesn't have it.
So, what about Frederick Olofsson?
No.
Oh, I was talking to her, but okay.
You're welcome.
No.
Yeah.
What a silly guy.
Dumb me.
Tomas Tatar. That's interesting.
A good guess, but no.
No.
I mean, one that would surprise us.
He was a regular.
Yeah, if it's Andrew Cogliano, he's on the ice all the time. But I mean, we watched him all year. He didn't do anything.
It's
Well,
Andrew
and he's
It's
Cogliano.
Andrew
not. He's not,
Cogliano.
so-
Right.
Less than half a hit per game for Andrew Cogliano.
What?
Yep.
What do you have, like 30 hits this year? Like, come on.
Wasn't many.
Jeez, dude, that's disappointing.
Do you think the injury? I think he would never admit this himself, but do you feel like the injury he sustained over the summer changed his approach to the game?
I don't know if it was the injury or the age or something, but
Yeah.
he just wasn't the same
Kind of
guy
all
this
of it.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You can't bring that guy back.
no.
Bring him back as part of the coaching staff.
Yep.
This is my argument.
He can be another, like, skills guy. Next question. Who spent the most time on the Avs power play without a point?
Jeez.
This is, to be clear, like, someone could have gone longer than this guy, but they eventually got a point. This guy got no points on the Avs power play this season.
All season.
Correct.
All right, so no McKinnon, no Rantanen, no
And it
Lehkonen,
could be
no
second
Nichushkin.
unit?
Could be second unit, yeah.
No Druin.
Miles Wood?
Not Miles Wood.
No Ross Colton. I'm starting to run out of guys that I'm confident in. I mean, Taves and Gerard play quite a bit on the power play, but
I feel like maybe Gerard of those two.
I'm good with that. Gerard.
It is not Gerard. You guys are on the right path, though.
Tomasz Tatar.
No.
No.
Not enough time.
Not enough time. Not enough time.
If we're on the right path, it could be Taves, could be Byram.
Byram. Didn't Malinsky take a few? How much time? Was there a stipulation for like how much power play time?
There was not, but it's the most. The one
Most.
who had the most.
Yeah.
So
All right, I'll say Byram. I thought that was a good guess.
it is Bowen Byram.
all right.
Nice.
48 minutes of power play time without a point.
Jeez, dude. Well, and then he goes to Buffalo and immediately lights up their power play for a week.
Yep. And then disappears again. But
Yeah, I mean,
that's hockey, baby.
that's how the trade deadline works, dude. A guy gets somewhere, tears it up for a week, and everybody's like, oh my God, what a huge win or
Steal,
loss,
yeah.
depending on the side.
Sure.
And then everybody goes back to normal, and you're like, oh, yeah.
These are, in fact, regular hockey players and not superhumans.
Yeah.
Crazy. 48 minutes is a long time.
It's a lot
I'm
of
not
power
going to
play
lie to
time.
you.
Crazy, yeah.
That's a lot of power play time.
The next one is the flip of that, right? Yeah. Which Av played the most PK time without a shorthanded point.
Not Logan O'Connor.
Like,
is not
a
Logan
lot of them.
But which one played the most?
Oh, well, so Makar had a shorthanded goal this year. Obviously, we could take out Cogs, LOC. And then after that, I'm kind of like, where do you even go? Taves? It didn't stipulate position, right?
Did
which
not
Av?
stipulate position.
I think Taves is a good guess because it feels like it will be a defenseman.
A lot of PK time.
I don't know why, but I feel like Manson contributed on a shorthanded goal. I don't remember it exactly. Why not Taves?
Not Taves. He
Okay,
did have a
okay.
shorthanded assist, as did Manson.
All right, good to know.
We could go back to Sam Gerard. Poor Sam Gerard.
Oh. And with him, it's just like he was out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm getting the death glares from both sides now.
I don't think it's Gerard, though. I don't want to
Yeah.
officially guess that.
I mean, you also, how many shorthanded points did Lehkonen have? Because this is just most raw TOI without a shorthanded point, right?
Correct.
Got it.
Not a rate basis or anything.
Yeah. Jesus, man. I need to spend more time.
Looking up these useless
Looking up these
statistics.
Yeah,
pure stats.
I used to do this. I used to do this stuff at night, and now I've tried to develop a healthier work-life balance.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Did you already rule out Nichushkin? Did you remember a shorthand assist?
No. I just don't know how much time on ice there was my big thing with. He missed so many games. The same problem with Lehkonen.
Right.
They each missed a lot of games. They're not always on the PK. They're sometimes out there. Riddow's giving me the face like I'm talking myself out of the right answer.
I'm just going to guess Val Nichushkin. I'm going to waste a guess.
This is
Okay.
not
All right.
Valachushkin. I've seen the correct answer. I've heard the correct answer.
Okay, so it has to be Sam Gerard then?
It does have to be Sam Gerard.
We were so ready.
114 minutes of PK time, no shorthanded points.
I'll allow it. I'm not gonna get upset with a guy about that.
It's not like there's a lot of dudes on that list who had one shorthanded
Yeah.
point in like 200 minutes.
When's the
or
last
whatever.
shorthanded goal they even scored?
I don't remember, to be honest. Probably before LOC got hurt.
Seriously, like it was like LOC went down and the shorthand, the PK units were just like, we don't score anymore.
Well, if you're saving up, don't let yourself get shorthanded when it comes to making money with your money. Go to Westera Credit Union today and get yourself an account with the place that has been here in Colorado since 1934. They were founded by 8 school teachers, so helping people is in their DNA, and they just launched a new awesome product called the Smart Money Checking. It's a checking account designed to get you unheard of interest on smaller balances, including things like 6% annual percentage yield on your first $2,000 each month. And as your balance grows, so does your potential to unlock additional great rates for higher balances. On top of this, you can also earn rewards on their rewards debit card. The account has no monthly or maintenance fees, and so much more, because Westera is, in fact, a credit union. So go check them out. Go get with them. Get signed up today. If you like earning money by doing the things you are already doing with your checking account, visit westeracu.com/smartmoney for more details. Of course, membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA. Restrictions and conditions apply. Westera is pretty dope, though. I grew up with them. But kind of just a part of my childhood was going there when we had to go to the bank. So it's the Colorado thing to do when it comes to Westera Credit Union. Once your money is all squirreled away safe and sound with Westera, if you want to have a little bit of fun with your money, make sure you hit up Bet365. What?
I don't ever want to have fun with my money.
That's just not true.
I just want to bet it, lose it, be mad about it all day.
Okay, if you want to be mad about your money too, fair enough. You could take that angle. Make better bets is what I would say.
Yeah.
Go to Bet365. You can sign up today. Bet $5 on anything. Get $150 in bonus bets when you use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Of course, they also offer the option for a first bet safety net up to $1,000 on qualifying bets. You get your bet refunded on your first one with that DNVR365 code. Bet on whatever you want, whether it be the hockey conference finals, basketball, baseball, other weird sports. I don't know. I watch too much esports. You can bet on that, too.
I watched like 20 minutes the other day of little people basketball.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
And neither. That's why I watched 20 minutes of it.
Like an official league?
Yeah, it was fascinating.
I love it.
Are the hoops like still 10 feet high?
Yeah.
That seems like it would be really hard.
Do they have really strong muscles?
I don't know. I wasn't out there. I assume.
Whatever sport it is you're watching, make sure you bet on it with Bet365. And, of course, when you do play with Bet365, remember to use the DNVR365 code at sign-up. And you must be 21 and older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Oh, my God.
AJ losing it?
No, I'm trying to find a better work-life balance so I don't look at hockey stats anymore. And then I'm like, by the way, I watched 20 minutes of this random sport.
I'll find another sport.
Oh, my God.
While Tiff is getting ready, I want to start a new weekly segment called The Stupid Weekly Stat that I want to talk about.
Oh, okay.
This week, zone starts.
Jesus, dude.
Useless statistic. I have a bunch of people always come up to be like, well, this guy starts at the defensive zone all the time.
Yeah, you know where he really starts? In the neutral zone on the fly.
80% of shifts started on the fly, first of all. And then on top of that, even the defensive zone starts don't mean anything without context, because half the time, it was just that line's turn to take the shift.
Yeah.
And they went out and it happened to be in the defensive zone. So
it's a little different in the postseason.
For sure. There's a little more matching, but
yeah, during the regular season, unless it's like late in the game,
context matters when it comes to zone starts.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I'd be willing to bet that the majority of Nathan MacKinnon's lines defensive zone starts have come in a game in which they were trailing, and it was just Bednar going, fix it.
Top guys, go score.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it.
So don't take zone starts overly. I guess don't invest in zone starts.
Yeah.
Zone starts overly
It's more
much.
useful than giveaways and takeaways, but it's not where you should start a conversation.
Yep. That's my stupid stat of the week. You're welcome.
I'm glad that we didn't even really have to get into the stat.
Yep, there's not much to get into on the stat.
And I appreciate us not having to talk about plus minus again.
It'll come one of these weeks.
I'm sick that week. Useless ass garbage stat.
Tiff is almost ready. Anyway.
How's the weather?
It
Crazy
was
storm
crazy
last
last
night.
night. Yeah.
Everybody okay?
All good. This works out great for us because we're getting our roof replaced like at the end of June.
Nice.
So we're like, yeah, hail all you want on this roof that we no longer are going to use.
Little frustrating for us because we just had all the siding replaced on our house.
Then it just got pelted.
Well, and then they're coming in and they were repainting it, and they painted it the wrong color yesterday. I got home and I was like, "This is different," and yeah, Enrique was upset. So
I bet.
and then today because it rained and everything last night, like they're not even there today.
So
They're not doing it. So
Just to live with that color.
well, and it's only on one side of the house, but the rest of the house is like taped up.
waiting for paint.
And so like my window has like that little bag over it.
Yep.
And it's flapping in the wind. And in the middle of the night, I kept thinking somebody was in my room.
Because it's going.
Yeah, because it sounds like footsteps. When it flaps really quickly,
Yeah.
it sounds like footsteps. And so I woke up twice in a panic thinking somebody was in my room.
Oh, yeah. That's scary.
And there was nothing I could do about it. Like window
tough
open,
out
window
here.
closed, didn't matter. It was messed up. So have we killed enough time?
We did. We're ready. We're doing a Bet365 top 5 today. We're talking about top 5 X factors in the playoffs so far. And these are, by these, we mean real X factors. You don't just get to pick Connor McDavid because he's so good.
And
Like,
goalies.
yeah, goalies are also ruled out.
Goalies are out.
Because, yes, they're always an X factor. Too easy.
Yeah. Megan, I used your list and I just ordered it.
Oh, no, I love that. I love it.
That was it. Yeah, number 5,
What was
Arturi
that? Hang on.
Lehkonen.
What was that in the middle? Can we go back to the dinosaurs?
Don't worry about that. That's a graphic we don't use.
Should we?
No. It was a placeholder image.
Arturi Lehkonen. Look, we're an Avs pod. Arturi Lehkonen rocked.
Yep.
He was their best forward in the Winnipeg series. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to me about Val's goal scored, where he just scored goals on the doorstep over and over and over.
Empty nets,
Yeah. Arturi Lehkonen was phenomenal. It's the best I've ever seen him play, was against the Jets. Tore them apart. Not as good against the Stars, but
I mean, even against the Stars, he came up with some big goals, gave the Avs their first
Yeah.
real lead of the series. And
was...
a huge last-second tying goal on the power play.
Yeah, like the difference in some of their wins and losses was Arturi Lehkonen having good games.
Yep.
He really just ties everything that they try to do together. When Arturi Lehkonen is good, the Avs win a lot more.
I think, too, with respect to this list, obviously we know he is a playoff performer from his cup run performance, so it's not necessarily a surprise. But I think what stands out about his playoff performance in these playoffs is being a difference maker when some of the top guys, you weren't completely getting that from them. And I think that's what makes his performance stand out. It kind of punctuates that he can still be an impact player, especially in the face of the top guys not necessarily going.
Well, maybe my biggest selling point, to be honest, is not even the production, but particularly in a lineup that by the end didn't really have a lot of the two-way forwards that you expect to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
Lehkonen was one. He was able to make quality defensive plays as well as the offensive end of things. So,
And he'd probably be higher on this list had he scored into that empty net in overtime in Game 6.
we might not be doing shows like this had he scored into that empty net, but yeah.
I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
Number 4,
Wyatt Johnson's been great.
arguably the biggest thorn in the Avs side in that second round series.
Yeah.
So.
Like by himself won them Game 4.
Yep.
That fiasco of a game.
Yep. Shorthanded and a power play goal.
Yeah, was awesome. And certainly for the first half of the series was Dallas's best player. Outside of Miro Heiskanen.
Well,
But
when
he's
you
a star.
lose Rupe Hinn, so you need more of your forward group to step up. And the conversation around young players with Dallas, like Jason Robertson, has been, can they show up, when the stage lights get a little bit brighter? And Johnston's a young player, and I feel more confident of it now than I did going into these playoffs that Dallas is a young man's team. And Wyatt Johnston, especially in the Avs-Dallas series, stepped up in a big way. You know, we saw it took Jason Robertson a little bit of time to get his playoff legs under him, so it makes it all the more impressive that Wyatt Johnston, a player that does have a high ceiling, you know, this isn't necessarily surprising, but for a young player, I do think it shouldn't be understated that it can be hard to show up in the playoffs.
It is also interesting that on team with some really big name veterans, Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn,
it's the new young kid that's the one stepping up.
It's a kid that's like 21 years old that's taken over the reins, and he's just like, it's my team, get out of the way.
Yep.
I thought that made it more impressive because I was skeptical of how the parts of Dallas's lineup that lack experience would hold up in these playoffs, and they've been maybe one of the brightest spots.
Eric talks a lot about guys. You can see it right away if a guy's a winner or not. Wyatt Johnston feels like a winner.
Yep. Happened fast with him.
Yep.
Last year, you were like, this guy doesn't even play on the power play, and he's got a 20-goal season. They give him more opportunity, and
he blows up this year.
Yeah, he takes over.
Yep. And, playoff, awesome for him. Number 3, Vincent Trocheck.
He rocks.
He's very, very cool. Very effective for the Rangers so far. In these
coming
playoffs.
off of a great regular season, he's built upon that in the postseason, especially as the Rangers' top guys have stagnated a lot in the Florida series.
Chris Kreider. I know he scored the other night, but
still Chris Kreider. 1 goal in 4 games. All of a sudden, he's a breakout guy. No, it's you look at Panarin and Kreider.
It's Banajed too.
Yeah, and then you look at Vinny Trocheck, and you're just like, guys tearing it up.
Yep.
It's for what you just said too. Like the players you expected on New York to get it done, he is their points leader, and so it's not like this isn't a center that's been drawing attention around the league for a little bit of time now, several seasons, but for him to have the postseason success that he's had, I think, like Colorado in the Lehkonen conversation, in the face of some of the top stars, maybe not necessarily being the headliners there, I think makes it impressive for what Trocheck has done.
All situation player, like chips in on all of their units, helps them all over the ice. Like
this is
that guy rules.
Going to be somewhat negative, but similar to Arturi Lehkonen. Not that these aren't very good players. But if they're your best player, guess what? You're losing the series.
It's tough to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a real downside to Trocheck being the points leader for New York. It's like, there's some other guys you want to see ahead of him.
Yep.
If it's like neck and neck and it's like Trocheck and Panarin and Zibanejad, these guys are all killing it at the same time.
Then you're chilling.
And it's not, Trocheck's like, what is going on, guys? Yeah. Exactly.
Number 2.
I'm having fun.
Gustav Forsling out of Florida had a sick backhanded goal the other night. Last night, literally.
This has really been his true like breakout announcement.
Yep.
I'm a number 1 D.
Yep. This whole year.
This
really,
is my defense. Aaron Ekblad ain't shit. This is my defense. So Gustav Forsling was available on waivers. He was available in free agency for nothing. Like, this is a guy that just has not been really highly valued. And now all of a sudden he gets into Florida these last couple of years and the breakout is enormous with him. And I just appreciation. I guess just appreciation.
No, I think so. Because, like, Florida's defense on the whole has been something that we've talked about at length as a strength of that group. And I think you saw it building even in last season, his performance. But I think this really solidified where he's at as a defender in Florida's strong defensive group. And I laughed when we threw it up at number 2 just because the points production has also been kind of a surprise from him. But just adds to the value then on the Florida lineup.
There was, I think one of the biggest questions about Florida's defense this year was who's going to be that production? Because as much as I love Brandon Montour, you knew he wasn't going to repeat the production he had from last season. And it was Gustav Forsling that has really stepped up into that role for Florida. He's not producing astronomical numbers, but for a guy who plays in all situations, like you mentioned, really his rise was because of his defensive play, not because of his offensive play. And now he's proving that he can be effective on that side of the ice too.
Yep.
It's insane how much of an impact it can have on a team trying to make a cup run.
Can you imagine if, Gerard had just a couple more points?
Yep. I think that would be a great comparable.
Felt really different.
And then number one at the top, Evan Bouchard.
Bring back the dinosaur.
Evan the Dinosaur Bouchard.
He does look way older than he actually is. So
one of those guys.
He does, and I didn't mean it that way.
One of those guys that's born looking 45 years old and then just stays that way
just his entire life. Yeah.
Doesn't age.
But has become that true number one guy in Edmonton. There's no doubt about it. Whatever. The defense isn't perfect, but he's producing at absurd rates that it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he's taken over. He's given them a true third
weapon,
like star player to go alongside. And I guess you could have also said Zach Hyman. But, yeah, I feel the same way. Bouchard, and let's be real, Evan Bouchard as a number one D was more important to them.
For sure.
Than Zach Hyman, the wing that gets to play next to Connor McDavid. Zach Hyman's been great, but Bouchard's evolution into a high-end offensive defenseman.
Yep.
And sometimes a pretty good defensive defenseman too. It's a little more hit or miss in that zone, but we see the same thing with Cale Makar.
Very true.
If a guy can just continue to produce like crazy, he makes up for some of the shortcomings in his own end as he works through and that part of his game develops.
Yep.
I think there's probably people out there who think it's not quite an X factor because Evan Bouchard should be good for Edmonton, but it still feels like this rise to what he is, what we know him to be right now, still has happened in such not a quick amount of time, but it's been short enough that I think it's still an X factor for Edmonton. It's a player that you do expect to perform well for Edmonton, but to this level and as quickly as he's gotten to this peak has been, I think, a huge reason for their success in the postseason this year specifically.
How many years has Edmonton been desperate to put a decent defense together?
They still are.
Sure, but over the past couple of years, it feels like, they tried with Darnell Nurse, and he couldn't be that top guy for them.
Yeah.
They got Matthias Ekholm to help round out their defensive side of the game. And finally, Evan Bouchard has, after a couple of years, shown up and really said, hey, I'll be the guy who leads the charge here for this defense.
Ekholm and Bouchard as a top pairing does not see the success that it does without Bouchard's evolution.
Yep. That was our Bet365 top 5. Of course, go check out Bet365 as we already mentioned. We're also brought to you by the fantastic folks over at Coors Light. It's the off season. It's chill time, baby. Now is the time to chill if there ever was one. So grab yourself an ice cold Blue Mountain Coors Light. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what's left of the NHL playoffs or small people basketball if that's what you want to watch if you're AJ. I'm not going to judge. Watch whatever you enjoy. Maybe you had a little barbecue over the weekend. Have another one this weekend. Coors Light's gotta be there. So go get yourself some, or better yet, stay at home and go to CoorsLight.com/DNVR and get the Coors Light delivered right to your front door with Instacart. So obviously brewed here right in Golden, Colorado. We're all big fans of Coors Light out here. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Again, get that Coors Light delivered right to your front door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And once you've got a nice Coors Light in your hand, make sure you also are hitting up Illegal Pete's. You can get Coors Light at Illegal Pete's for their happy hour from 3 to 8 p.m., by the way. Just saying. Illegal Pete's, I think, is it 14 or 15 locations in Colorado now? They keep opening new ones. I can't keep up.
It's hard to keep
honest.
up, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Not that long ago, it was like 7.
Yeah. One, I know there's a new one in Wheat Ridge. They recently opened up a new one in Golden, too. So anywhere on the west side, you can get them. There's one just a couple blocks down from the DNVR bar. They even have a location in Arizona if you're out there. So
For our PHNX homies.
Yeah. Shout out the fam. Go check out Illegal Pizza if you haven't. Their burritos are amazing. Their queso to die for. You can't get enough of it, as well as their happy hour that I mentioned. Of course, also a great spot to pregame for the DNVR bar if you're coming down to hang out. Have a good time. I know a bunch of our Premier League fans come in the mornings, and it always weirds me out. But
yeah, well, a bunch of people will be here tomorrow for the
is it Champions League?
No,
Okay.
the U.S. women's game against Korea.
There you go.
I will be here for that.
So come vibe.
Yeah.
With us down at the DNVR bar.
Yes, come vibe, fam.
Also at
We
Illegal
are very
Pizza.
cool. I promise. No cap.
Very Gen Z of you, AJ. All right.
Throwing a league one in.
Before we abandon the top 5, I just wanted to know if you had any honorable mentions that didn't make the list, because it came together kind of sporadically.
We
So I
did-
just
yeah.
didn't want to leave anybody out that maybe was burning in your hearts
For
for like playoff performer, kind of an X Factory guy.
can we have negative ones?
Yeah.
Because Connor Hellebuck was pretty horrible. For a guy that's going to easily win the Vezina, for him to have such
super
a
intriguing.
bad
yeah.
play. Playoffs,
such a
yeah.
horrible. Not like he wasn't very good. He had a tough series. He was horrible in that series. We talk about Georgiev's game 1. It got way better for Georgiev after that. Connor Hellebuck gave up 6 goals in the first game and only got marginally better after that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely valid. I think honorable mention would be the right spot for this guy, but Lafreniere in New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. There's a few New York guys that I'm like, I think like on the Keandre Miller is a talented defenseman, but I think has like played really well for them.
Yep.
In this postseason, Lafreniere's a really good one too.
Just like weirdly keeps finding his way to points for that New York team as a guy that people have been waiting to break out for a very, very long time now.
It's kind of similar. Tyler Seguin in the middle of the Colorado series,
Yeah.
when it went on for him, it's been on since. And again, as a team built on depth, like the depth has to, you need more than one guy to do it. And I think him stepping up the way that he has been important for them too.
Especially with Pavelski not looking quite like himself in
Yeah.
that series specifically.
Yeah.
Kind of simultaneously then Logan Stankoven elevating to the top line in that series because Rupe Hintz is out for part of it as well. Was like maybe not quite an X Factor territory. The impact isn't the same as some of the guys that made the finalist, but another young player that surprised me being able to make an impact in the postseason. So young.
Yeah. The kids are
And
here.
with so little experience.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly. It's the dinosaur?
ah,
I
they're
thought
in-
Calvin Pickard getting Edmonton a game was fun.
It's fun.
Too.
It's
Like,
fun.
I don't
Not
think
gonna
it
make the
warrants an
list.
X Factor,
Yeah.
but I thought that was fun.
I mean, eliminated and all, but in that same vein, Artur Shilov's.
Yeah.
That's an incredible
Won
shout
a
out,
series
actually.
for Vancouver.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
that's
and, like,
definitely a fair call.
Almost got Vancouver to the conference final.
Yeah.
Is there
in which
anyone?
that team was grossly overmatched. And you could argue in both series, they got outplayed.
Yep.
Yes.
Good calls. All right. I think Tiff said this was a around the league question, not just the Avs. Which player in the NHL tried the most Michigans?
I'm going with
this year?
Svechnikov.
You'd be correct.
Okay.
Love.
He does it all the time.
He did it twice,
He does it, that feels like all the time.
which was the most in the league. So,
Is this successfully
no, attempted.
attempted? This is
yeah.
amazing. How did you find this calculated?
NHL.com has that.
Tracks
And
this.
unbelievably.
I love it.
The NHL.com like shot type statistics this year have actually gone too far.
Yeah, well, because how many times have you seen a box score now where it tells you the goal type where it's like slap or wrist or whatever?
Poke, bat, deflect,
Yeah, exactly.
and tip all exist.
Yeah.
As they're all the same thing.
It's the same
basically.
stuff, dude. And then you also have own.
You do have own as
It's
well.
own,
Yep.
but it's credited to a player on the opposing team, but it's considered an own goal. Where
Yep.
you're just like, this is so stupid.
All right. Next question. Are we back to Avs or are we still around the league? I don't know.
League.
This was around the league, yeah. Which forward in the NHL blocked the most shots this year?
Holy lordy. My initial response was Jordan Stahl. I have no idea if he blocks shots. I just know he plays a lot in the defensive zone.
Feels shot blocky.
Not in the top 3.
Not in the
Okay.
top 3.
Any of the Selke guys?
I'd have to go look at the Selke list, but not one of the immediate
Okay.
ones.
Okay. Any Colorado guys in the top 3?
No.
Okay. Well, makes it easy. Not easy.
Which conference?
East.
In the East?
Yep.
All right. Which division? Which team? Which line? Is it a former Av?
No.
Okay. Huh. All right. In the East. I wouldn't even know where to begin with this.
Plays for a team that missed the playoffs.
Is it a Red Wing?
It is not a Red Wing.
Okay. It's not a former Av. It's not a Red Wing. So we have what, 7 more Eastern teams to pick from?
Is it a Jersey Devil?
It is not a Devil.
Okay.
Golly. I'm always happy to guess Zemgus Girgensons. Zemgus is
not
the man.
Zemgus Girgensons.
There's no way. He didn't play enough. But
Did you already eliminate Pittsburgh?
no.
Oh, okay.
Just be happy I didn't make you guys guess the second most block shots by a forward. That was Beck Mallinston from Washington,
What?
who's definitely a real person.
I can spell it.
Yeah, I've seen the name
Yeah,
actually. Like
exactly.
I can spell that. But
Funnily enough, third, Austin Matthews.
Wow, look at that guy go.
I didn't see that coming.
First, Philadelphia Flyer.
Really?
Is it Sean
Okay.
Couturier?
It is not
No,
Sean Couturier.
No, I knew it wasn't Sean Couturier. It's a wing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what position he actually plays. I don't watch enough of the Flyers. Sorry.
He's good though.
Define good.
Oh, okay. So it's probably not Travis Konechny then.
That was who I would have
He had
guessed.
28 points in 77 games this year.
Wow, this is really gonna test us.
Once upon a time, played for the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh no, I'm drawing a blank on their entire roster. So
Did Garnet Hathaway play for the Canadiens?
I don't know, but that's not the right answer.
It's not the right answer. Okay.
he had 28 points. That would have been a great year for that guy.
He scored a hat trick in his first ever game
First ever game.
in the NHL.
So Ryan Poehling.
Yeah. Ryan Poehling blocked the only forward to block over 100 shots.
Wow,
Yeah.
Wow.
that actually does surprise me.
I don't think anyone got that one.
My goodness.
I knew there would be some tough ones in here though, so it's okay.
We'll go back to abs.
All right, let's do one more here.
Funny that the giveaway was he scored a hat trick in his first ever game.
Yep. Name the Avalanche forward with exactly one faceoff taken for Colorado.
This has to be a dude who barely played. Jason Poland.
Nope, he took 2.
What?
That's so surprising.
God, it's going to be Riley Tufte, and I'm just going to be mad about it.
He also took more than 1.
Foodie.
Also took more than one. He either took more than 1 or took 0. I don't
Okay.
remember, but he is not the guy who took exactly 1.
I know the defenseman.
Yeah. but I need a forward. He played way more games for the Avs than you think.
Yeah, you'll be very surprised.
Zach Parise.
Good guess, but no. He took like 40. And he was really, really bad. He was like 30%.
Is it LOC?
It is not LOC.
Kiviranta.
No, I don't know how many he took. I just know he's not the right answer.
Yeah. Nice. Oh.
I feel like you guys, Megan has had the better guesses so far.
Who is this?
Duhaime.
Yep. Brandon Duhaime took exactly one face-off, and he won it.
Hey!
100%.
Yep.
Resign him, face off
Yeah.
guy.
Who needs shredded? Face off guy.
Wow. Brandon Duhaime.
Face-off master, Brandon Duhaime. Okay. We have like 4 questions left, something like that. I mean, we got 15 minutes. Yeah, we can get through them. We're good.
Yeah.
Fun one. Did the lefties or the righties take more face-offs for the Avs this year?
Well, McKinnon took a jillion alone, so that gives them a really big head start. Ryan Johansson took a bunch too. He's right-handed. I think Chris Wagner took like 100. Maybe. I don't actually know if it's that many.
I think it's lefties.
And then the rest of them are lefties, right? Those are
Yeah.
the only in LOC. He's not taking
He's
those
spotting
would be
them, yeah.
negligible, yeah. So the rest of the forward core would be lefties.
It feels like it's lefties, but this feels like a tricky little
This
thing.
feels like a Rudo question,
a tricky
yeah.
little thing he would do to us. I still think left. Well, if you say righties and
Yeah.
I say lefties,
Great.
one of
We're
us-
gonna get it right.
Is that what we're going with? Point to Megan then. It's
Cool.
lefties.
Oh,
It was
okay.
surprisingly
We made this
close
harder,
though. Like
yeah. We made this
only
harder.
about 200 difference.
Wow, that is actually a lot closer.
McKinnon took
1,300 of those righty ones are
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon.
He lost so many faceoffs this year. All right.
But lefties do edge that one a little bit.
It really does help when you have
A bunch
all
of
of them?
lefties.
like 90% of your forward core is lefties.
Left, yeah.
All right.
And even for the number that Nathan McKinnon took, any opportunity the Avs got, they put it on the left side and had Mikko take it in the
Yeah.
offensive zone. Like,
Yeah. And Druin took a handful.
he did take a decent amount. Yep.
I'm sure Nichushkin took a couple. I know Lehkonen barely ever takes any because all he ever does is slap at it.
Colton had a bunch, I think.
Yeah. Well, obviously. Colton.
Middlestat showed up too late to really
Yeah.
get a lot, but all
All
right.
right. Cool. That was weird.
Fun one. This one is weird, but I feel like you guys should at least get one of the answers. Name a drafted player picked in the 5th round or later who played for the Colorado Avalanche this year.
Does that count playoffs?
Sure.
So Kovalenko.
There are 2 others.
This is not drafted by the Avalanche.
No, just drafted
in
5th
general.
round or later. Yep.
Josh Manson.
Yep. There's one more.
All right. Elimination. McKinnon was first round. Rantanen was first round. Lehkonen was second round.
So-
Nichushkin was first round. Middlestat was first round. Ryjo was first round.
When was Easta Sanunen drafted?
Third round.
3rd round.
Colton was third round. I don't know. Is it Miles Wood?
I don't remember. I have to go look. Tiff probably knows if that's the right answer or not, though.
Miles Wood? It's not Miles Wood. 5th round or later?
Yep. He was a 6th rounder, if that helps.
Who? Oh, the person we're missing?
Yeah.
When was Georgiev drafted? Shit, I was close with that.
We're getting closer.
Oh, my bad. Josh Manson was a 6th rounder. This guy's a 5th rounder.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he was third. When was Prosvetov taken?
Nope.
He was actually a pretty high pick,
He was
wasn't he?
maybe high, yeah.
He was. Anyway, I'll narrow it down a little bit for you. He's a forward.
Yeah, because almost our whole forward core outside of Manson was highly drafted.
D-core, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
D-core.
Sam was
Caleb
a
Jones.
second, and he was undrafted, I'm pretty sure. So
Cogs was a first rounder. LOC wasn't drafted. Trennan was a top 100 pick. Is it going to be Brandon Duhaime again?
Kiviranta.
nope.
Yeah, I think he was a top 100 as well. Who am I missing? Zach Parise was a first rounder. Jean-Luc Foudy was a third rounder. Riley Tufte was a first rounder. I have no idea where Chris Wagner was drafted.
I don't know Chris Wagner. I don't know Frederick Olofsson.
Frederick Olofsson, I think, was second round.
Chris Wagner, who else is
Jason Poland was undrafted.
fringy?
Was this guy a regular? Are we missing somebody really obvious?
No.
Okay.
You said his name already.
Chris Wagner then?
Yep.
It's Chris Wagner.
Okay.
Fifth rounder. And Chris Wagner. Got all three. I didn't even include Kovalenko because I wasn't thinking playoffs, but you were
Nice.
on top of it. Next question. Who had the highest penalty minutes to time on ice percent in Colorado?
Is this bait or is this just Curtis McDermott?
It's bait.
Okay.
Let me tell you, finding a picture of him was a little difficult.
Oh, God. Does this also include Caleb Jones's penalty parade in the postseason?
No. Regular season only.
Ooh.
The finding a picture of him was difficult.
Yeah.
It's throwing me.
This might be Jason Poland. He took a penalty in the one game he played. 2 games he played.
You're on the right track.
Did Riley Tufte take a bunch of penalties? I think Foudy was good this time around.
Yeah, I think Footy was better.
Yeah.
Who did you just say before Footy?
Tufte?
Tufty. No, I don't know. Okay. Oscar Olausson.
Nope.
That guy didn't do shit.
You guys are in the ballpark, though, for sure.
Is it a forward?
Yep.
Olofsson.
Nope.
God, he was a little...
He was a little.
This
Yeah,
is
moments.
extremely abused by how little he played for the Avs.
Yeah, I assumed. I'm missing an obvious name here.
You are.
Tatar.
Nope. He scored a goal for the Avs.
Ben Myers.
Nope. He was injured for the rookie tournament.
Andre Pavel.
Yep,
He scored a goal?
he did.
In preseason? Or like in the regular
Are
season?
you sure?
Maybe did I get it confused?
He did get a goal in preseason.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of then. Either way, it's Andre Pavel who played 12 minutes and took a penalty. So
Jesus. All right.
All right.
Poor guy.
we have what, 3 more?
Sweet.
Yep.
Not ready.
We have a couple more league ones, I think. This is league wide. Who played the most games to finish with 0 points?
I love these types of questions. Absolute futility.
Yep,
Was it 28 games played?
it was.
That's weird.
I assumed you would know it if you just throw that out.
No, I don't. I don't know it.
It was 28 games. So.
Okay.
I'll just give you a team since there's no way you're going to guess your way to this. Played for the Montreal Canadiens this season. Oh, that's not true. Played for Pittsburgh and Montreal this season.
Jesus, he played Jansen Harkins.
Nope.
Fuck. He didn't play for Montreal. All I thought of was a shitty Penguin.
He only played 11 games for Pittsburgh this year, so.
I really don't know.
I don't know. Like, I was going to pull out my phone. That's cheating. I was just going to even just pull up.
You would most know him as a senator. His last name is a color.
It's not Josh Brown. He played in Utah.
It is not Josh Brown.
Or for Arizona. I've already switched over.
You're ready. It's Colin White.
Oh.
I was not ever.
Yeah, same. I didn't know he was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, me neither. And he got traded to Montreal, so.
I didn't know that happened either.
Neither did they, because he got no points for either of them. So.
Pitlick probably is so funny.
I'm sorry. I should get half credit for just guessing games played.
That was ridiculous.
It was weird.
So random.
When you looked at me like you already knew and you're just trying to see
Yeah,
if
I was
knew.
like, surely.
I was not messing around.
Next question, if you have it, is in the same vein. Who played the most games to finish without a goal this season?
That's got to be a defenseman.
Correct.
There are so many shitty defensive defensemen that don't score goals.
I'll just tell you who it is if you can guess the number of games again.
77.
Pretty close, but no.
78.
Wrong way.
73.
One off.
74.
Yep.
Great. Who is it?
Nope. You had to guess it.
Okay, who does he play for?
He played for Anaheim and Toronto.
And Toronto.
Also a very hard picture to find because that is not the jersey he's in our picture.
Oh, man.
I probably spelled his name wrong. That's why you couldn't find it. But
Who got moved?
defenseman,
Oh, it's Lyubushkin.
it is Ilya Lyubushkin.
Took me a second. Trying
74
to
games.
relive all of the trade deadline. Ugh,
74 games, 8 points, no goals.
that's impressive.
Defensive defenseman.
Who gets eaten up defensively? So
Yeah, well.
yeah.
Is that it?
One more.
One
Oh,
more?
one
All
more.
right. Which defenseman in the league took the most faceoffs?
So it's not Josh Manson's one.
It is not
for the
Josh
Avs?
Manson's one.
God damn it! I thought for sure, man.
Is Mitch Marner a defenseman?
He is not. Although I will say the answer is definitely a cop-out.
Dang.
What do you mean? It's a cop out.
He's listed as a defenseman on NHL.com.
Really? This can't be Curtis McDermott.
It is not Curtis McDermott.
Brendan Smith.
Nope. He is a former Av.
Jacob McDonald.
Jacob McDonald took 4 faceoffs this year.
That's good. That's good.
It's not a total cop out. Did he play at least some defense?
I don't know. That's why
Okay.
I saw there were like 4 or 5 defensemen with 1 and him with 4. And I'm like, surely he was playing forward for a game or
I know
something.
a couple of the Sharks games that I subjected myself to, he was playing forward. I just don't know if they
Sure.
rotated him.
All right. We made it to the end of the Friday show. It was a fun one. I hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of Rudo's Impossible Trivia. Got to bring it back at least once a year. You know how it is. It's just how I roll, I guess. Before we do sign off very quickly, I want to give some shout outs to some of our newest diehard members, including Boakleaf, Haggie's Buff, J.K. Henley, Dak3, Mr. Knackerman, Jordan Call, Apes, Howard Mutt, S. Dittman, Waddy Watts, Sean P.G., Nicola Nuggets, Mambo Poblano, Jirka, Brian D. Wardhill. I'm sorry, Edward Hill. Brian Edward Hill. I can read names. Louis Idolm. Sorry. Mike Marlowe, Schultze, Chris Rutledge, Julia Simeone, and Gold Slag Rosarita. I did it. I said all the names.
Welcome
We appreciate all of you.
aboard.
Yeah. We're happy to have you as a diehard. Consider becoming a diehard as well to check out a bunch of our cool content like the roundtable that we dropped the other day. A bunch of thoughts on the offseason for the Avs, and you can go check that out from all three of us. Lots more stuff to come, but we are off from the podcast this weekend. However, I do believe we just dropped the interview with Mike Ricci on this YouTube channel, so go check out that video.
Where I asked him which prospect should we be on the lookout for, and he refused to answer. He was like, ask me again after the draft.
There you go. Got to keep the secrets close to the chest.
That was messed up.
We appreciate all y'all for hanging out, and we will talk to you in the next one.
We all silly like the mayor.